Hello, Budget Kings and Queens. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Budgets with Elma, and on this channel, we talk about everything that has to do with budgeting from A to Z. If that's something you like and you want to know how to get your budget on point, join the royal family. If you're a new subscriber, hit the like, share, and subscribe after watching this video if you like what you see. If you're returning royalty, hello, welcome back. It is always nice to have you here on my channel, giving me your valuable time, okay, as we learn or navigate our way through budgeting, okay? So on this video, I will be talking about expense tracking, but before I get into it, there's a new thing I'm doing on my channel. I would like to know in one word, how are you doing today on Thursday, okay? At my job, we all call it Thursday Eve, okay, because we're one day closer to being Friday, and that means we're almost there to the weekend, okay? Now let's jump into this expense tracker. Typically, when I do my closeout for the month, I usually list all my expenses, okay, budgeted and actual amounts. And I also go over the expenses that I have done for that month. But now this month, I want to do something a little different, make my channel a little refreshed, doing something totally different, changing it up. You don't want the same thing all the time. So what I wanted to do is I am going to do a bi-weekly expense tracking, okay? Just going over my expenses for me and the fam every 2 weeks, something like that. That way it's easy to do instead of doing it weekly. Okay, just doing it every bi-weekly. That way I can go over what we're doing, where our money's going. Because besides budgeting, it is very important to track your expenses to see where your money's actually going, okay? There's one thing of doing your budget. It's another thing to see where you're actually spending your money. So that is why I am tracking my expenses, which is a key thing in budgeting. So let's get into it, okay? So what I like to do is I go over all my receipts, okay? Whether I'm using cash, whether I'm using my debit or credit card, I like to track my expenses, okay? And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over what I have spent from the first of the month all the way to the 14th, okay? Which is today's date, okay? So we're going to go over all my expenses and see where my money has really actually gone so far in this month. Okay, so let's start off, and I'm just picking up all my receipts, okay? And so the first expense that I have, okay, for September 1st, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. And let me know if you love my desk decor. I love, you already know, yellow and gold, but I wanted to add a touch of fall on my desk, okay? And so I didn't want to put too much of Halloween theme, but I did see these pumpkins that was calling my name that had my favorite color and had a touch of fall. So let me know in the comments below if you like my desk setup, okay? Now, for my first transaction, for September is Walmart, okay? So my son had a project that he had to do. So there were a couple of things he had to get to do his project. So we went to Walmart, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and put that here, Walmart. And the amount that we spent at Walmart was $8.93, okay? And that's going to go in the category of kids, okay, because I was buying it for my son, okay? The next transaction I have is the the coffee shop, okay, on 9/3, okay, and I just got some coffee. I had to get coffee. I was headed to church, and I just got a cup of coffee, okay, and that's at Dunkin'. Actually, you know what? I put DD. Okay. And so I only spent not much. I just got for $2.49, 49 cents. And that's going to be in the category of food. Okay. I just came from a no spend month, so I'm only using a minimum amount of envelopes. And what I mean by that is I have different categories that I cash stuff, but I'm easing into the envelopes. So instead of doing my typical 5 to 6, I am down to like 4 to 5 of them. Depending on what's coming up with the family, but so far I only did a couple of categories than my typical 5 or 6. Okay, and sometimes 7, but we'll go along with that for now. Okay, so my next expense that I have is let's see here. I have on the 696, I have PTA fee, okay? And I had to pay 17, wait, let me see, 7, okay, that's what it was. I spent 1580, okay? And again, this is in the kids category. I had to pay for their PTA fees. Each of my kids, one in elementary and middle school, their fee to join the PTA to get updates on what's going on at the school, any events, and to help them with funding on different activities that they do for the kids year round. There was a $790 fee to become a PTA member. So I got 2 memberships for 2 different schools. Each of them was $790, which was $1580. So that's in the kid category. Okay. The next expense that I have is on the 10th, 9/10, I went to Walmart and I did grocery shopping for my family of 5 for a total of $142. All right, and that's in the food/grocery category. Okay. And also that same date, 9/10, I also went to Dollar Tree and I purchased some budgeting items that I am going to be featuring in an upcoming video that are budget friendly. Okay. And I spent a total of, let's see here, $1942. Okay. That sounds like a year. That total right there. Okay. Either way, that was in my personal, because that was something for myself. Okay. And the other expense that I have on 9/11, rest in peace, all the people who passed away in such a terrible tragedy. That's a year we will never forget. And I know you guys can relate. And by the way, in the comments below, where were you on 9/11 when it occurred? Okay. For me, I believe I was in high school in one of my favorite teacher's classes. And we were watching a movie, and then out of nowhere, there was an announcement on the intercom. And then there was like whispers in the hallway. There was like a lot of movement. And then they put on the TV. And then that's when we saw what was going on in New York. And so it's just a day I'll never forget. And so let me know in the comments below, where were you in 9/11? Okay. Where were you, or how old were you? Were you attending school at the time, or were you at work? Put that in the comments below. Okay. Now, on 9/11, we spent, let's see here, aftercare. As I mentioned, my little one will be going to aftercare for this month only. I mentioned that my oldest, with her school schedule and her afternoon work schedule, because she just started a new job, conflicts with when to pick up my daughter at the bus stop. And my little one, my son, he's in middle school and his bus doesn't match the same time my daughter gets out of school. So he can't pick her up. And then my hubby, of course, he can't at the time when the bus stop is actually at the stop. So for the month, just for September going into October, my daughter will be going into aftercare. Okay. And the aftercare fee, which was an arm and a leg, let me tell you, that's why she only going 1 month. Because it is crazy, and it's not necessary, but because it's conflict with our schedules, and my mom can't pick her up, and my siblings are also working, I am working, this is the best bet. So that's why she's going into aftercare. But typically she would just ride the bus, and one of my family members, either my husband, my daughter, would pick her up at the bus stop. Okay. But for this month, just for 1 month, she will be going into aftercare. And the aftercare there was an application fee. There was a activity fee because they do homework with them and some other activities with them after school. And for the whole total fee, it came up to 197. Okay. And so that goes in the kids category. Okay. But in my budget, I already budget for this already. Okay. So it's not actually coming out of the kids envelope. Okay. But it is already budgeted and it's a kid related expense. Okay. The next thing I have on 9/12, I have Wawa. Okay. And that is for my gas. I spent $60, and that is in the gas category. Okay. And I budget currently, due to the gas prices being so high, I do budget 60, and 60 is what I paid. And on 9/13, I paid for school photos, okay, for my son, and that ended up being for $20 instead of the $37 that I thought it would be for. So there was actually a package that was for $20. So I spent $20, and that is in the kids category. And if you go into my community post, you will see a picture of my son that he took earlier this morning, which means I took it for him this morning while dropping him off at the bus stop. But he actually wore that outfit for his first, I would say, first school year picture. Okay, they actually do two for the school year, but this is the first set that will be on his school ID. Will be his picture for his login on his school computer. When they look him up in the database, that will be his upcoming picture. And so he took that today, and I did post his picture of his outfit and how he was looking, and of course his haircut, because I did mention that in my budget that he was getting a haircut. So I just wanted to show you how he was looking all GQ, looking so handsome, feeling himself. Okay, so I did put his picture in the community post. And the last expense that I have is for 9/14, and that was for pizza at, so I'm just going to put pizza here. Okay. And that is a total of $15.20. All right. We did get Domino's pizza, and that is for food for our family. Okay. So this is what I spent for a family of 5 for the first 2 weeks of September. So this is all of the categories. So I'm now going to put right here for the different categories. Okay. So for food, which is why I have my arrow there. Okay. I spent, okay, and I'm just going to calculate everything for all the food category. Okay. $249 plus 142 plus 15.20 gives me a total of 159.69, okay, for the food category. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little dot here. Let's see, just like that. Let me get another highlighter. Okay, right here. Let's use this one instead. So for the food category, I have this one here, this one here, and this one here. And that all totals to $159.69. For the next category, which is kids, I have spent the following amount: $8.93, $15.80, $197 for my daughter's aftercare, plus $20 for my son's photos. So I'm going to go ahead and circle this here, and that equals $241.73. And I'm going to go ahead and color that in. Okay. Wait, one more that I didn't color. Booyah. Okay. The next category that I have is for personal. And for personal, I'm going to go with the color. Let's see here. Let's go with the orange. And for personal, I just have one transaction, and that is for $19.42. And I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And the last transaction, I'm going to go with the blue. And that is my gas. So for the gas category, I have spent $60. When we add everything up, I have spent a total of 2 weeks the amount of $159.69 plus $241.73 plus $19.42 plus 60 equals $480.84. Again, everything is budgeted, guys. That's why it's important to have a budget.